Hey Grandma, I'd like to thank you for taking the time here today to do this interview with me. And um, I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your time in life at your current age and how some things were different back then or how they are the same now. And the first question I'd like to ask you is, what were some traditions you had that no longer exist now?
When I was growing up, holidays were very important to our families. We had big gatherings. It was with aunts and uncles and cousins, and my mom and dad and my sisters. And we were a close family. Now you want to know how it changed?
Yeah, like,
What it is like now?
yeah.
No, families don't get together anymore. Our families have split apart.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Another question. The second question is, please tell me about how your childhood, family, and school life were. Like a brief summary.
My childhood life was very simple, very happy. We didn't have much, so we were happy with what we had. Back then, you could go out and play and not have to worry about danger, and it's totally different than it is now.
I bet, yeah. How would you say like school life was different from back then?
We didn't have laptops, computers. To me, it was basic, learning, and that's the way it should be now. More acknowledgement that way, but then there wouldn't be all the technology going on in the world today. But no, life back then was simple.
Yep. How was family back then compared to like the family dynamics now, would you say? Or, how was your family dynamic back then? Or sorry for saying back then, but like.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
We had respect. When our parents would tell us to do something, we did it. We didn't wait 5-10 minutes. We did it then, and we learned to respect other people and their belongings.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to questions regarding physical changes, and one is, what are some of the physical changes that have happened to you in the last 20 years?
Well, I'm older. I have a lot of medical problems.
Would you mind listing a few off? Would you mind listing some of them off?
Oh,
like the medical?
Well, I've had a lot of surgeries. Now I have COPD, arthritis. I used to always get at my mom, and when she complained that she hurt or something, well, I can see, yes, with age, you do. Your body can only take so much. It wears down.
Yeah. So, like, why do you think some of these changes happened? Like, your COPD or like, why do you think some of those things happened?
Well, some of it is just getting older.
Alright. Yep.
Like I said, your body breaks down. And of course, I worked at Tonka Toys in the plastic and rubber department. We had big machines. We worked 12 hours. And I worked nights from 7 at night to 7 in the morning. It takes a toll on your body, 'cause I was there almost 15 years. And it does. It depends upon your job, what you do in life, and it does take a toll on your body.
Alright, so now on to cognitive, so like your brain. So, what are some cognitive changes you experienced over the last 20 years? Some examples are like memory loss. So
Yes,
like
memory loss.
Do you want to give some examples of the memory loss, or like is it just like
Well, when I got something on my mind and I'm talking to somebody, I've got the habit of whatever on my mind, I have to say it right then and there. Otherwise, it just goes whoosh.
I think I've kind of noticed that, yeah.
But I don't have dementia or anything.
Yeah,
It's just with age.
Yep.
And it's hard to adapt to life, growing up, all these stages of life. Okay, now we're in electronics and all this and that. And now you guys are going to find out as you guys get older, like with my age, the world is going to change a lot for you guys.
Yeah.
But that's part of life.
Yeah. All right, now the social aspect of your life. So, what has changed for you socially? So, like, who do you spend like your do you get what I mean by that? Like, socially? Like, what has changed for you socially?
I don't go out as much.
Okay. Why is that?
Well, 'cause the people that I used to hang around with when you're younger, they've got families. I've got a family. And you don't have the time. And there's another change in life too, you know. Life doesn't stop. You know, I'd like it, you know, not to go so fast, but that's what it is. I mean, you just have to go with the flow.
Yeah. So, do you think, like, COVID had toll on you, like, socially?
No,
like,
no,
you didn't go out as
no,
much, or?
No.
Or do you think it kind
Well,
of,
for
like,
one thing, I don't have
same?
a car anymore.
Yep.
And a lot of it, now here we go back to my age again. You don't want to go out.
Okay.
At least I don't.
Okay.
I'm more happy to stay home in my own place with my fur babies, my 2 cats. Yes, I have family, nieces and great nieces and that come over, and I have neighbors and stuff. But I'm content to just live my life the way I feel I am comfortable.
Okay. Makes sense, yeah. So, who do you spend your time with the most? And, like, who do you tend to see the most in the past few years?
My animals, my cats. But my great niece, Lexi, she lives 3 doors down, and she checks on me.
I don't know if we can name names,
Okay.
but continue, it's fine.
My great niece lives 2 doors down. She checks on me every day, gets my mail. And then I have nieces that live in the town I live in, and once in a while my grandchildren will call. And my daughter,
see you every now and then, right?
And my daughter calls. Well, you're busy.
Yeah.
You know, life goes on. I mean, it doesn't evolve around me. I wish it could.
Yeah.
But it don't.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
It isn't like I said when I was growing up. Our family was always there. But it was a simple life.
Yeah. So, how do you feel these social changes in your life, these last few years? Like, how do you feel about them?
What are you talking about?
Like, the changes from, like, always being around your family, or, like, like a change. Like, did you notice a change in your social life?
Not
Or, like,
really.
No.
No,
It's
because
always been kind of the same.
I
The past
adapted
few
to
years.
it. I adapted to the change
Okay.
because I know I relate to back when I was their age and that, and no, I don't take it at heart or anything. Like I said, but nowadays they're more busier.
Okay. Alright, so what are some new challenges for you that you face within, like, physically, even, like, socially, or just, like, every day to day?
Socially, it hasn't changed. Physically, there grows the body again. That's with age.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get arthritis, and when winter won't leave,
Yeah.
but you learn to accept it. But I find out that I look back at my grandma and even my mom, what they went through. Now I'm going through it.
Okay.
That's life. I mean,
is it like a challenge for you, like your physical,
no.
anything?
Well,
Or
sometimes,
like, have you?
but I just keep going.
Okay.
I make myself keep going.
Okay. What has become easier for you? Like anything.
Well,
What has?
accepting the way the world is today isn't easy, but you have to accept it.
But you're learning. Okay.
And
Is it easier now than it was before for you? No, like before, did you have a hard time accepting how the world was, and now you're?
Nowadays,
you're,
yes.
Or you're.
Yeah, because I don't know. Us common people, we can see what's going on in the world, and it isn't just me that says this. It's my generation and that. Some of this stuff should not even be going on.
No.
But it doesn't seem like our world wants to, the higher uppity people that can control it don't want to do it. I mean, we can see what they could do, but that's what's disgusting.
Okay. Now we're gonna move on to retirement. So, what age did you retire, and why did you decide to do so?
65, and I really didn't want, well, first I went on disability.
Okay.
And that was I had all those surgeries. It took a toll on me. And my doctor said at 60, she said, Linda, you can no longer work.
Okay.
And I had a hard time accepting that because I've always worked all my life.
Yeah. Have you been like a very hard worker? Like,
Yes.
you consumed yourself with working?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to work to support myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I had my daughter, I had to work to support her. And when your doctor tells you no more because of your health, you have to listen. And then at 65, I retired. I started Social Security.
Was that a hard transition from you? From always going from work,
From
and then
going on
to,
disability, it was very hard. Very hard.
I can only
Very hard.
imagine.
Yep.
Um,
When you're told you can no longer work, and you worked all your life, it's a blow.
yeah, because like you didn't have the option to be like, oh, I think now is the time to stop working. You were
Yeah.
told
I was told
probably shouldn't be working.
by a medical person that no more.
I can see where that's hard. Because normally people get to make that choice, like, this is when I want to stop working. I think now's the time.
Yeah. And see, and I wasn't ready.
Um,
But I had no choice.
yeah.
I had to admit that enough was enough, and that was it. And do I regret all this with the SSI, and then when it was time to, I could draw Social Security, do I regret it? No. Because I probably wouldn't be here today if I'd have bucked this, bucked her and everything.
Mhm.
I mean, she's medical. She
Yeah.
knows.
So I'm glad you listened, even though it was hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to see, like, I'm glad I listened to her because if I wouldn't, this is how life would be.
Oh, yeah.
So that's good. So I guess you kind of did already talk, but I'm just going to ask you this in case you have anything else to say. But, like, what is the biggest change you've experienced since retirement? I guess you kind of already said that.
It's your freedom in a way taken away.
You think so?
I do. When I was told I could no longer work, that's when, with me, it was, oh no,
Like, you missed that choice, just having that choice.
Choice,
okay,
yeah,
so
right,
not
that
freedom,
choice.
but your choice.
That choice was, I mean, I didn't get to make the decision.
Yeah.
It's probably what the problem was.
Yeah.
But when you look back, I can't regret it because, but at the time, oh yes, I was very angry and,
Mhm. So, what do you do now that interests you or keeps you busy or like entertains you, and why you do it? Is that the cat? Oh God.
I play games on my phone. I know that's terrible.
I mean, it's
But I
entertaining.
watch TV. I have my fur babies.
Mhm.
My nieces, my one niece,
Yeah.
she takes me shopping. I mean, I'm not alone.
Mhm.
There's always somebody around.
Didn't you used to color too?
Yeah.
You did that.
I still got a bunch of those books yet to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm so busy with the phone and Facebook, and I thought to myself, I will never get into that. Never.
Now look at you.
I do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a way to feel connected with people too.
Well, right.
So that's like one good thing about
a lot of my classmates and that's how we communicate.
Yeah.
Back and forth on Facebook.
The technology nowadays, it has its pros and cons. One of its pros is that you're able to be connected with people that you wouldn't normally be able to. You're able to find them easier and stay in contact.
Yep.
So that's good. Whereas before you had to look for their number, but I guess there was a phone book to do that.
Yeah.
But like if they moved away.
Or write a letter.
Yeah. If you knew their address.
Yeah. No. like I said, I watch TV, got my fur babies,
Yeah.
go shopping. I don't like going shopping, but I have to do it.
Yeah.
Shopping is not my favorite choice, that and dusting.
Yeah, I bet. That's no fun.
Oh.
Okay, so now this is kind of like the reflecting portion of it. So, like, reflecting on your life, how do you feel overall in comparison to 20 years ago? So,
Okay.
20 years ago, you would be 52, right?
I'm 72 now.
So, in comparison between those two ages, how do you feel overall?
A lot of changes in the world has taken place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, major.
Yep.
A lot of the standards is way off the wall. I feel kids nowadays have no respect.
Okay.
But
Or, like, on your life, too. Like,
well, our generation, we'll go back to my generation.
okay.
We were raised different.
Yep.
You know, when our parents, we asked, and if they said no, that was the end of it. We didn't turn around and 5 minutes later say, well, can we go do this? Nowadays, you know, it's, and I can see why our world is the way it is today. They have let the kids rule their parents.
Okay.
Because
So have more of a say in things.
Because the cops get after the parents. Well, you can't touch them. You can't do this and do that. So why not? Why wouldn't the kids want to walk all over people?
Okay.
I mean, they don't get punished.
So that's where like the disrespect comes in. They're not being.
Yeah. And that's my pet peeve right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, how do you feel about your life in general? Like family and like physical from 20 years ago to now? Like how are things different?
Our major melting pot was my grandma, my mom, when I grew up in that generation, they kept our families together.
Okay, yep.
You know, like I said, we had these holidays, the picnics,
Sorry, it was, no, I'm not, sorry.
Am I boring?
No, this is interesting. It's very interesting.
Nowadays, if the kids don't want to go to something, they don't go.
I guess, yeah.
And it's sad because when your family is broke up, you can't bring it back.
Yeah. And would you say 20 years ago our family was more put together than?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. We've all. But then I can see they've got their families. But I was raised. You always had that tradition, and I have two sisters, and we tried to keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my middle sister, she passed away, and my youngest sister lives in Arizona, and her kids are all back here, and they're married or got kids, and they don't believe in holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't believe in all the families getting together. For one thing, my family doesn't get along. You know, the sisters, Debbie's girls, are feuding all the time about something.
Yeah.
And then I try to step in and help, and I don't get anywhere.
Yeah.
As far as my daughter and you guys, I try to keep it going. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
because now you're off to college, and Elijah's in Bird Island, and this one here is, the little one is here, and Mom's got different ways of doing things. She's not the hepped up on family doings, but I get after her.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep it for you guys to learn. I'm trying to pass it on for you guys to see how important family get-togethers are.
Right.
Because once you do not keep communicating, keep getting together, you drift apart.
Yeah.
And then,
You lose like a sense of like
yep,
belonging and like,
yep,
cause like I've noticed that with her family, how we would even just, the next question is in comparison 10 years ago. Even 10 years ago, we were still meeting up a little bit.
yeah, but now it's nothing.
And then the next question is from even 5 years ago. You can just see how like our family we were really close together 20 years ago. 10 years ago, it was still pretty strong. 5 years ago, nothing.
No, and it's
Nothing.
and I can't pull it together.
I mean,
Because there's too much feuding, and when there's gonna be, each one of my nieces have raised their children different than I raised my daughter.
oh,
And even with you kids,
mm-hmm.
I get after you. You tell me to shut up or something, but you have enough respect.
We're not, yeah. It's not like
But your mother brought you up right there.
Yeah, it's not like the disrespect you're talking about that we have, right? It's like a
Yeah, no.
different disrespect where like there's no respect whatsoever. Like the morals are missing.
That's what I mean. Our world it's hard for me to even watch the news of these young kids got guns shooting themselves. Now we just had that one in the cities, that child where the parents had the gun. No, there's no excuse for that.
It's very sad.
Yep.
Very. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add about like reflecting on your life from 10 years ago or even 5 years ago? Would you say 5 years ago you had a better memory?
I don't think my memory's that bad now.
We talked about how
I'm not, it's
well, it's not like yeah, I guess.
It's just that when somebody's saying something to me, and it's okay, and then somebody else is talking, I'll interrupt them because I have to say it now, otherwise
Yeah.
I'll forget.
Yeah.
But I've talked to the doctor about it, and she says it's normal, Linda.
Oh, okay.
Because I asked her if I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
And she said no. I'm very outgoing, outspoken.
Mhm.
You know that. I can be funny.
Yep.
What other lady at 72-year-old has different color, red, pink, purple hair?
Were you gonna say you had pink hair?
I said pink.
You've been getting after us all day.
I know, but it's not pink.
Okay, but
But I go, like I said, you never know what I'm gonna do. But that is my life.
Yep.
If I want to shave it, I'll shave it.
Your hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's life, and
you don't care what other people have to say.
no.
You're gonna live
As
your
long as
life.
I'm not hurting anybody else, I'll do.
What makes you happy?
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have like a little? This is like not in the interview. It can be like a question I can ask you. But like, do you have like a little word of advice in a sense for like the next, just for life in general? Like what would?
enjoy life, but be safe.
It's good.
Because life goes by very fast.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
and we never know when our time is up.
True.
But like I said, enjoy life, but be safe and use your noggin.
Use your noggin.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, also, I need to ask your education, your race, your ethnicity.
I'm white.
Okay. Your ethnicity.
What's that?
Okay. Your education.
12th grade. I graduated.
Okay.
Got a diploma.
What's your height?
Oh my
It
goodness.
asked me. I have
Well,
to.
you people think I'm only 4 feet. I am 5'1".
I don't believe it.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You're disrespecting again.
Okay. I have to ask what your home culture is like. Do you know what that means?
No.
Just like, do you know what culture means? Like your ways of life, in a sense. Because I guess we don't really, like, at home. What does your home life look like, in a sense? What do you normally
You've seen
do?
it. Very simple. I'm happy.
Uh-huh. Alright.
You know,
It says occupation, but
retired.
yeah. Okay. And it says I have to provide a description of you. So, what color would you want me to say your hair is if it's not pink?
It's red. It's red.
I'd be lying if I say it's red.
No, you wouldn't be lying. There's red in it. Let me get. If there was the sun was out, we'd be out in the sun, and I'd show you.
Pink.
Oh, you would have pink.
Pinkish, reddish, purplish.
Yep.
Okay. What's your eye color?
Brown.
Your glasses are what color? Like a brownish red.
Well, they got a little bit of blue in them. Brown. See, there's the blue. Yeah.
Okay.
They're different colors.
Alright. That's that.